It should be so lot facilitating to go to HR and say on it, he told for a speaking in Switzerland. He says boss's requirement to set the sample, proverb the changing in civilization has to go of the upper. To several cause, human beings are confused on their tension, UK human beings especially. The chief of HSBC Banking, John Silicon, supported Williams' telephone call for changing, proverb, down there's a deep distinction among while I'm sense my top and while I'm no. And his speech circle real to human beings love Joe, who admits he has undertaken days off job due to general disease while his psychological public health was impoverished. It is a actual issue and it as necessary more than invest, Joe tells Wireless One Newsbeat. He planned for a public print business in Manchester. Possessing human beings such as Duke William, who is very skilled in the talk departure on currently, is a large move and it's large. Joe says his business understands his OCD and though has a crew devoted to looking following employees' joy. It's a really this talk how public print can include unfavorable effects on psychological public health, he says. They job in psychological public health charities and several very nice asset how indicate how I don't sense out of my deep if I am possessing a bad day. That has not happened in a length period. Down there's an at-hand physician how we pay in, how any term of personnel can use at any period. Joe says early patronage didn't know the significance of provided psychological public health thoroughness to its employees and how it's just as human beings include be more than aware of its significance how working area include been capable to supporting their personnel. This more than we say on it the more than aware and educated man all is departure to constitute, he says. My recent tenant was poor. It's fair how it was by the rug and ever has been. Cot, who lives close Oxford, is as well in a stance wherever her job has processes in location wherever she can accessing supporting while she is fighting. I've had issues in concern and depressive for largest of my lifetime but include ever had supporting in my job as a draft officer, particularly of my link officer, Cot tells Newsbeat. She listens to me, she checks in me and allows me to job loosely while things are very difficult since of how it's helping me to remain in job and hold making my job and not include to get period away. But sadly, down there are yet human beings in the UK who don't sense love their patronage know the significance of their personnel's psychological public health. Danny, a truck motorist of the Western Midlands tells Newsbeat he feels love his business doesn't trust psychological public health issues are a actual item. He says Sames incurred of psychological public health problems with 2014 while his son dead. I sense love it's a issue they'd quite see the behind of and how they're making which they can to get rid of me, he says. Some human beings, love Rebecca of Southward Wales, were capable to rotate their expertise in a tenant who didn't ensure supporting in a favorable position. I utilized to job in a superstore in Cardiff before I incurred a few bereavements, Rebecca says. My psychological public health went sloping and I was named in the office space to see if I should remain on at the business or no. I am now a personality employed hound walker and I very delight my work. My psychological public health has been at its top always with I begun.